Welcome to the say hello to Tuna, Sam, and Dan. How are you all going, fellas?
Smashing.
Now, I don't know how many of you guys were up this morning at 7 a.m. to watch the Samsung event, so there might be a couple of tired faces going on here. As you can see, I didn't even do my hair today.
Totally fine.
So, Dan was up at 6 o'clock. He wanted to be extra early, just so he could get in all the Samsung goodness, absorb what was happening there.
It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon his time, basically.
It was midday. It was midday. I mean, it was, you know.
Well, it was funny because when I woke up, everyone's like, oh, it's at 7 a.m. It's at 7 a.m. Engadget and a couple of other publications had already posted their hands-on videos. So I just started watching those. I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to watch the stupid live stream with all their, propaganda BS.
You missed some great stuff, though.
Did I? Yeah. Yeah. What was the buzzword of this event? Because I know there's always something that they say that kind of rings true.
I didn't watch the live stream. I watched the aftermath.
They said we're just getting started quite a lot.
Maybe there's other things in the future. Maybe there's more coming.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, before we get into the Samsung stuff, in the publicity stuff they were putting online this week, I don't know if you saw some of the animations for the Unpacked event, and they had that classic kind of like flipping Z flip upside down, but they also had an animation for the Fold. And the way that it looked to me, and I think this was just the icon expanding, it looked like the screen was expanding on the device. And I thought maybe, they're going to go with the rolling screen idea. I thought maybe they're going to steal that concept from LG or whatever it was and bring out something completely new.
Here's the problem with that. I posted earlier that I have this weird anxiety when I open a folding device that the screen's just going to break. And I think it's because when I had the Fold 1, all those issues, I pre-ordered and all those issues popped up. I couldn't imagine my anxiety on a rolling screen, especially a first-gen device. I could only imagine the issues you'd have with that screen. There's got to be millions of them.
Well, I mean, look, we can take it from like the Pixel Fold right now. It's new, it's fancy, it's a first-gen device. However, I mean, I understand what you're saying too, Nick, because I know for most people who have a smartphone, you're buying slab phones. That's just the reality of it. I don't think that foldable and flippable phones are quite there just yet in the market for people to go, everything works fine. This is going to last me for 5 years. And lots of Reddit videos might agree that, there is issues, I think we'll say, with screen protectors, cracking, bubbling, all of that horrible stuff that comes with a folding device. Now, Dan, I know that you said that you were never a flip guy, but are you a fold guy?
Yes, I would say so. I really enjoyed the Fold 4, to be honest.
Right.
Had a lot of nice upgrades from the 3.
Yep.
Then 4 to 5. Why? This is the thing. Is like, why would you spend $1,800 plus on the Fold 5 when you can get the Fold 4 for half the price, and you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference?
Yeah.
And I know they're touting this new processor, which will be more efficient because
you won't notice a difference.
Yeah, and
you just won't.
Besides that, do you guys see MKBHD's video? He actually was holding up the Fold 4. And he goes, I bet you couldn't even tell this was the Fold 4.
Just about to say that, yeah.
The only thing that they really changed drastically was the case and the stylus, which I think is kind of neat. You can get some colors, but I don't use my stylus ever.
I mean, hold up the Fold 3.
Yeah.
I think if you have a Fold really look that much different.
Yeah.
I think if you had the 2 or 3, maybe it'd be an option. You trade in, get some money out of it, and then, get the upgrade. But I think the Pixel Fold is a device that I'd rather have instead. Yeah, it's not as powerful, but I think it's just the form factor. But they're both $1,800, so you got to really take a look at it.
So here's the thing, right? And I think for anybody that's had the Fold before, like the 3, the 4, the 5, I think a lot of people are going to be tempted by the Pixel Fold, even though it's not the most powerful. But the form factor, the size, the feeling in hand is just right. It feels like a phone.
They have nailed it.
Yeah, they did, and they really have nailed that like size and shape. Like they want you to use it like a regular phone. So, you know, one of the things that I think Samsung maybe misread was how popular it was going to be. And how popular that form factor was going to be. And now here is Samsung just kind of going, okay, we're going to change a couple of things. Like, I'll be honest with you, the hinge folding flat means absolutely fucking nothing to me. That should have been the case 2 generations ago. Sam's just figuring out our restream. Sam, on the other side, buddy, where it says chat.
I don't
right-hand side.
Yeah, there's no button in the UI for chat. It's blank at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Sam. You don't have. That didn't want you to have access. Sorry.
Yeah, no, whatever. Just walk through. Just move on.
So what I think Samsung. I think we can all agree that most people who saw the event this morning kind of went, it's pretty. The hinge folds flat now. But realistically, what are the areas that Samsung needed to improve on? What's the areas they needed to change? Dan, what's the one area you wanted them to change in?
One area.
Yeah, because I'm going to get everybody to share one. So give us an idea.
The form factor for me is something that how I thought of the Fold initially is that I thought that Samsung would be experimenting with it. It's an experimental form factor. It's not a set thing.
Yeah.
Why aren't they trying different things with it? And I think it's pretty clear that the Pixel Fold has the better form factor.
Yeah.
That form factor just works better as a foldable.
Yeah.
So why aren't they sort of pivoting to that?
Yeah, I thought this year, after the controversy last year with the outer display being marginally bigger, I thought this year they might actually go one step further and make it a different size, different form factor. Like I said, 6.2, 6.1 inches. Make it a little bit wider on the outside, a little bit more square shaped.
That's where I think Google have got the jump on them now, because they've beaten them on form factor, they're beating them on cameras.
Yep.
Yeah. Samsung should be leading in every single area at this stage.
Well, Carl Pei came out today, who's the creator of Nothing, and he said, come on, Samsung, you have all the money and all of the workers in the world, and this is the best you could do. And I think that's a fair comment, right? Like, you have R&D. They have all the money in the world for R&D.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a comment about this, though, because people are like, well, why did they do this? Do I need to do that? Yes, they had an opportunity to change things a little bit, but I'm going to assume their R&D starts pretty soon after the release. So they're probably already working on the Flip and Fold 6. And a lot of that stuff you can't change. It's like, I don't develop phones, but and then someone also said, well, maybe they're just going to revamp the Flip this year and the Fold next year. So they'll do this alternative biannual thing, which honestly, I think in the flipping world, I know they've got to make more money and they've got to show off. But I think if they did this every 2 years, you'd see a more substantial jump in performance, screen resolution. This every year thing is just, especially at $1,800 at that price, it's just not going to take off right now.
That's the thing for me, especially, is that at this point, with all the R&D that's been done over the years and not much being changed, at least drop the price.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought for sure it'd be cheaper this year since they hadn't changed anything. They just recycled all the parts. It's like, you ever heard of the bargain bin cars? Back in the 90s when Chevy had Buick, GM, all these cars were the same thing. They just borrowed parts from each other. It's like they just took the bargain bin, threw a new chip in it, and said, hey, it's a new phone. But again, I'm not going to pre-order. I unfortunately made a drastic financial choice a couple days ago. So
he bought the Pixel Fold. He bought the Pixel Fold for everybody at home. Good for you, Tuna.
Yeah. And I have the Nothing, so I got to slow down a little bit.
I think what surprised me a little bit was it wasn't the form factor. I thought they would address the crease.
That's surprising.
And from what I've seen, from all the reviews I've watched today and all the literature and stuff I've read, it looks as though it's exactly the same. Even with the changed hinge, like the radius of that crease doesn't seem to have changed at all. Yeah. Which begs to ask the question, you've had 5 generations to work on that crease being minimized, and Oppo and Vivo and all these companies have done it in 1 or 2. So where did that R&D money go? If it was on this fucking hinge, they wasted their money. Because I can tell you right now, I would much rather it be a gap with less crease than no gap and the same crease. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Sam, what do you think about that?
I don't think Samsung cares about the crease. I don't think that moves.
No, I
think
don't.
that moves their engineers. The reason why they changed the hinge is because of product point of failure.
Yeah.
So I don't think Samsung engineers are going, we need to minimize the crease. Again, Oppo and Vivo and Realme and all those devices are made for China.
Yeah.
Made for Chinese consumers. They apparently care. Samsung isn't really selling devices, and they're sure as hell not selling foldables because they're going up against Huawei is even selling devices. I mean, even add them. They're still in China. It's still big. So I honestly don't think it really is not a thing for them. I think they want to sell the device, and I think honestly with the R&D as far as hardware, they have a Fold 5, a Fold 6, and possibly a Fold 7 in hardware development. You have to buy components, buy pieces, see if they work, test them out. That can't be done in 18 months. It can't be done in a year. So I think the reason why they haven't changed anything is because when they were launching the Fold 3, the Google Pixel Fold was not a thing. And I know Google's not calling them saying, hey, guess what? We're going to make a change, so better get your shit ready. I think they just this was the form factor. And they saw what was available in China, and they go, well, those aren't available here. So that's not a thing for us. And I think maybe they'll change, but it's real easy to change software. I mean, look what Microsoft did with the Duo, right? It was running 10x, and they were able to leverage Android pretty quickly within a year or two. Software is easy to change and flip and remove, right? It's really hard to do that with hardware, and I just don't, again, I might get a Fold 5 just because I don't have any folds. But again, this is a safety play. It's we want to sell devices, and really the focus was definitely on the flip. That definitely was where they wanted to fix it because I think what they did with the outer screen was very easy to do from an engineering perspective, right? Just make a display, no big deal. They really didn't have to overhaul the form factor of that. It's still the same. It just made the display bigger, right? I don't know. I just don't think Samsung cares about the crease. I don't think that's really moving them as far as minimizing it. I think they were more changing the hinge to worry about durability and the issue they're having with screen protectors and failure.
I actually think, and I know, Tuna, you mentioned about like the upgrade cycle. I wonder if they did a fold upgrade cycle every other year and focused their attention on the flip. That way, when foldable/flipping phones become a little bit more mainstream, they can bring the fold back into the yearly upgrade and kind of go year over year. But you're right, Sam. I think, the focus, from what we can tell from the launch today, it appears as though the flip really is the one they want people to buy. It's the one with all the happy, smiling faces in all the product advertising that you're seeing on screen now. You don't see a lot of the foldable here. It's a lot of flip. In fact, in this little video alone, I think it's probably about 70-30.
Yeah.
So mostly,
I think it's deliberate.
Presentation was similar.
I think it's deliberate because one, that has the major change, right? The screen, they want to obviously, but also if you talk to people who are industry people, they say that the form factor of flipping foldable that's going to be more consumer ready, consumer focused, and consumer adopted is that form factor there.
Yeah.
That is not going to be it. The foldable hinge tablet thing is definitely still going to be niche, and it's going to stay niche. It's going to be 3 to 5% of users. What's really going to move is this. This is going to move, and that's where Samsung is putting all their chips in, because I think that's where they believe that the foldable market truly belongs, is in that flip. I think that's what most people are going to gravitate to if they go to a foldable at all at this point.
Right.
Or that'll be at least the little golden books of foldable. That'll be their entry point, right? Is I'll start with this because it turns into something I'm familiar with.
Yes.
Right. It turns into familiarity, and it's pocketable way more, and it's way more lighter. I'm telling you, man, the one thing I didn't like about the Fold, even when I was using it, was and I have heard the Pixel Fold, it's 300 grams.
Yeah, it's
That's a heavy
phone.
That's heavy for a device, and people don't like carrying that big thing around. So I think it's intentional. I think Samsung wants. That's why they put the screen on the front. I think there was a direct competition play for Razer. Right. The only thing I don't like is apps will only be available with a good lock function.
Yes, I heard that.
That is not available yet. And they will
Yeah.
make it, but maybe, who knows, 3 months, 6 months, they'll make it. I just thought it was interesting that Razer out of the box, it probably has a less camera
Everything.
experience and probably
Yeah.
less battery, but the Razer's set up to be ready for, and that screen, all the apps work right out of the box. You don't have to wait for a module, because here's the thing, not a lot of people use Good Lock, especially you regular people.
They won't even know it exists.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Ready 4 on the Razer though is only wireless. Though. I don't think it's
Same
wired.
with camera assistant.
But you ain't got, you don't have Dex on this, and
Exactly.
if Samsung wants to try to sell me the line of shit that's not capable, they're full of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Did
Did they mention it has Dex?
I don't think it,
It
does.
doesn't.
They did.
It
didn't
doesn't?
mention it,
No, it
No.
doesn't. Again, Samsung doesn't care because they figured that the people who are buying this
Aren't
really looking for Dex. If you want
Yeah.
Dex, get a regular S series device or the Fold if you really want to leverage Dex at this point.
I do think that the flip. We talked about this on when we had our 20th show. I still think that cover display with the little fucking file folder looking screen looks stupid.
Well, did you see this video
The
you're
file
showing
folder,
right now?
I like that description.
It's a file explorer, yeah.
That's
Just
Dan,
video
Dan's
you're showing.
observation there.
They
Yeah.
actually even showed like some of the apps a while back, and you could see part of it. I kind of laughed. It's like it cuts off part of the widget.
Yes.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah.
this is marketing stuff, so maybe they just missed it. But
Yeah.
going back to that, Sam said, 15, 16 months is how long this takes to get these things rolling. That's why when the Pixel Fold came out, everyone's like, oh, I should have waited for the Tensor G3. Well, this thing has been in development for how many years? They can't just drop everything and put a new chip on it.
Yeah.
And they did that same thing with the Duo, right? Remember, the original Duo launched with the
Right.
855 when the
People are
888 was
mad.
already out, and people lost their minds. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I've used both the Duo 2 and the OG Duo, and performance-wise, I don't really notice a difference. It's really the software
Exactly.
that bogs the Duo down, really, in the janky software. But as far as performance,
It was right there. See, look. It's,
yeah,
Yeah.
855 and 6 gigs of RAM. That's not what the hell. I'm not spending $1,400 for that. But if
Right.
you remember, in the United States, nobody's buying this really at $1,800. Either leveraging some kind of a trade-in
Right.
deal, right, or they're doing a carrier deal. Which, if you already have the Fold 4, and let's say you're paying $45 a month, all you're doing if you get the Fold 5 is just moving it. You're just moving that goalpost 1 year longer now.
Yeah.
But you're still paying the same amount of money, especially if you leverage the trade-in and all that stuff. You might actually break out okay. So we could talk about that all day long, but we're the exception to the rule. Most users aren't dropping $1,800 for this thing.
unless they're
I'm
going
not
to a
saying-
carrier, like you said in the finance.
I'm not saying go out and get. If you got a Fold 4, it's the only thing you're buying is this processor, right? And you have to hope that you get a really significant bang for your buck when it comes to battery life, because its performance is not why you're buying it, right? You're hoping that the Gen 2's battery life makes the Fold more. I'd say, you know what? Fuck battery life. If you can make it charge faster, give me that.
Yeah.
But
I'll
they
take
didn't. That's the thing. I don't understand.
25.
What the fuck were they
We need to
thinking?
be.
It's gotta
at
be a
least at
battery thing.
67. We got to be
gotta-
at least at
But
67.
they say the
Yeah.
quicker you charge, that your battery life goes down. Maybe that's it. I'll tell you right now, I have the Fold 4 and I've had it since release, and the battery life has took a nosedive. And I don't know if it's just what I do on it.
Well, I mean, let's look at
I think
the,
it's just a
look at other
thumbs up thing.
devices. Let's look at like the Super VOOC, right? Super VOOC
Yeah.
devices.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of years of those generation devices, right? Are people talking about those batteries failing because they've been? I don't
No.
hear that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Now we have
45.
a couple of
45,
years,
is it,
right,
or-
too, now, of like devices that are getting Super VOOC at 120 watt and 67 watt fast charging OnePlus devices. I haven't heard a lot of buzz about battery degradation or battery failure because of like work
No.
charging. I haven't heard that.
Here's my thing, right? So you're Samsung, and you're like, okay, you know what? We're gonna do a new hinge, new color, new processor. Yeah, fast charging. Let's just give them a. Let's just upgrade that a little bit. Like how fucking hard is that? That's got to be software. Like, and the actual physical brick, like that you would need to charge it at that speed. So I don't understand. Again, I just don't understand the thought process behind this. It doesn't seem like Sam said, they actually gave a shit at all. Like the Fold 4 is not the perfect phone, and I'm not
No.
saying that any phone is, but there were simple things they could have done to make it better. Sorry, say that again, Tina?
The Honor Magic 5 is close.
Well, yeah, we'll get back to that. But I think, like, Dan, I know you use the Oppo N2 Flip like I did. That thing
Yeah.
charged beautifully fast, and it was a 67 watt. Don't quote me on that. I think it was 67 watt charger. You could charge your phone from 0 to 100% in an hour, or less.
I
And
don't
that
I don't know
was
if it
amazing.
I don't know if it used the full 67, but it came with the 67 watt charger, and it was
Yeah.
fast. Like it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
What
you
does
know,
the Fold top out at? 25?
Yeah.
And,
I
then
think
Mo-
so,
and
yeah.
Moto came out with their devices, right? And I know their Edge Plus 23 comes with a 67 watt charger in the box.
Yeah.
So,
And I'll be
you know,
honest, the Fold 4 has wireless charging. It's got decent charging. My biggest issue with it is they did not touch the cameras. Like literally did not touch. And I know cameras are mainly post-processing and software, and I understand that. But you didn't even try. Like I understand your limited space. You can't put a periscope because it kills the battery.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think with larger sensors, you still get some benefits. And like, Google has persistently shown us that you can upgrade the sensors and still get fantastic pictures as long as you have good post-processing. And
I'm
even Carl
surprised-
Pei came out and said he was watching the own reviews of his Nothing 2, and someone said that the cameras weren't that good. He's like, I'm not worried about that. We'll be setting up plenty of updates to fix that. And most companies nowadays, if you notice, they're focusing on, okay, we made some mistakes. We'll fix it later on with software.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I'm surprised by the under-display camera not changing, because that was a big point of contention last year. Like, people were like, it's fucking trash. Like big YouTube influencer types came out and said it's garbage. Yet here we are with the same 4 megapixel under-display camera. I don't understand. See, this is, again, if you've been doing research and development on this for 12, 18 months, whatever, you must have realized that the first one that you put in the last generation wasn't going to be great. So let's try to improve it, even if it was just a double in resolution from 4 to 8. Fuck, they must have a bin full of 8 megapixel camera sensors in their warehouse. Just shove the fucking thing in there.
well, two things I don't understand is I never used that camera, but I understand why someone would, like if you're video conferencing. And I had the Red Magic 8 Pro last year, and it has the same thing under display. And I took a picture. I almost vomited. I'm like, what the hell is this? But then it processed, and it actually looked really good after it processed. So I don't know if Samsung processing isn't good for that camera, but you can't. The only problem with that is it's video. You probably can't process on the fly. So I think that might be an issue. But
you probably could, but you eat up a lot of battery, and you need a pretty beefy processor to
you need like a Fusion or an Apple.
And I'm just like, and again, if you're a person who's really rocking like a Fold 2, Fold 3, and you want an upgrade, this is okay. And even if you got a Fold 4, if you've got one of those year-on-year kind of updates for like T-Mobile or whatever, but what the hell, might as well get the hotness, right? But I think we need to get away from this narrative that's costing $1,800 because I don't know anybody who's paying $1,800 for his phone, walking into a Best Buy, putting $2,000 on the table. I don't know those people. I've never seen it. I've never heard it. And honestly, the people who are talking about it, they aren't doing that either, because they're always talking about the traded deals, right? They're giving up $1,000 or something. And I said on some of these, I saw on the flip, it's harder. It's like $800. Well, if it's at $999 as MSRP, if I paid this off, or I just walk in right now for $300, I can get the Flip 5 and then just carry that one more year into AT&T. Which I would be doing anyway because I'm going to stay with AT. You know what I mean? So that narrative gets really.
You can't do that in the UK though.
Right. Well.
Yeah.
And I think that's very sort of US specific. I know we're mostly talking US anyway for these devices, but I mean, I looked at trading with the S23 Ultra towards the Fold 5. Yeah. And it gives me 650 quid.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's just nothing. We get nothing. I mean, your deals are amazing.
Not in Canada.
Amazing.
We get screwed.
Well,
like
I will tell you, I'll take a shitty deal, but if I could walk into an AT&T and get an Xperia 1 Mark V, I'll fucking trade you any day of the week. I'm willing to come up with an extra $1,000 to get that, or $800 to get. If I walked into an AT&T store and there was an Xperia 1 Mark V available, and I could put it on like a carrier plan, I would buy that. I could think in a heartbeat.
What are those things? $1,400 retail?
Oh, dude, yeah. I would get one in a heartbeat. Because
£1,300.
They get a lot more a lot more choices for their upgrades in the UK than we do. I mean,
but it's Sony. I mean, are they proven?
And so it's kind of a double-edged sword. Yeah, I get it. Dan makes a good point, though. So
yeah. Now, also, so we know they've got a couple of folding and a flipping phone. So my question would be, which one do you think, if Samsung's saying someone's going to axe one of them, let's just say sales aren't great, whatever.
Fold's going bye-bye.
Fold.
Yeah.
Fold's going bye-bye.
Now, you mean completely forever, or maybe?
If they had to go
not
just
cost
one
effective
path, you must choose one path, right? Fold or flip. Which one are you going? Oh, Samsung will get rid of the Fold tomorrow.
They want to sell phones to youngsters,
Right?
Yeah.
influencers. It's the flip.
I'll be
It's-
honest though, they may axe the Fold as it is now, but remake it as something that people actually like. Maybe a different form factor, maybe more
Yeah.
like
What I wanted to do.
a Pixel Fold.
Yeah, that's what
Experiment.
they should have done now.
Like, use it as the experimental device. Push things forward a bit.
We'll do what
That's
LG
what
they did with the
I
Fold
have
1.
a division that's just wild shit, right? Rollables, flippables.
Yeah.
Samsung was trying the trifold,
Yeah.
that kind of shit.
Oh, we're
go
so worse
rogue,
off for
man.
LG not being in.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know.
just Samsung should take that and just use it as a really kind of like a Skunk Works, right? DARPA, and just go rogue with it and make all sorts of weird, crazy.
They need to
trifolds.
push, because if Apple ever, which I don't know if they will go Fold anytime soon.
Oh, Apple's never gonna make a fold.
because they look to focus on the AR stuff. It seems
Well,
like either
also
way,
because iPads, they would kill their iPad sales.
that's
Because
true.
they're
I didn't
Not
think about
going,
that.
and if
They'll
they
make a
go
flip.
anywhere, they're going here.
They're gonna make
not
a
going to
flip.
fold. If
Oh
you're
Yeah,
my
they'll make a
God.
flip,
fold,
sure.
you're
Yeah.
never seeing that. There's
amount
iPads
of-
are too good.
But
iPads
that's
are
what I
sales
mean.
up is
Either
gonna
way,
be
if
crazy.
Apple jumps into this ring, Samsung's got to hold the market for now. But once Apple gets in, they're going to lose a lot of money.
Well, because I think a lot of Apple users are very capable of using an iPhone and having an iPad with them. They're used to
Yeah.
doing that,
Yeah.
and the iPad is just too good as a tablet. There's no point to make a foldable. Flippable, maybe, but I'd say
Yeah.
it's 50-50 at best for Apple right now.
Now, do you think people who were watching this today, when they saw that the Fold 5 was just going to be an iterative upgrade, do you think that people now are turning their attention to the Pixel Fold?
No.
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 If you're
In a way.
looking to now
Well.
get it, if you think that now I've got a Pixel Fold, now I've got the Fold
Yeah.
5, like if I'm ready to kind of get into that space, I think that's what Google's leveraging. They're hoping
Yes.
that most people aren't in the foldable space already, because
Yes.
most people aren't statistically, right? Most people aren't.
Yeah.
using
Oh, yeah.
they think that now side by side in a store, which they're going to be right at a T-Mobile, a Best
Yep.
Buy, or whatever, they're looking at Fold 5, form factor. They're looking at Pixel Fold, same price. It's really
Yeah.
going to come down to what's familiar to you,
Yes.
and also what form factor do you want. Do you want something that's a little smaller? And I would say
Right.
probably a lot of people are going to go with the Fold just because the form factor for a lot of people who are like smaller hands or maybe women or people just don't
Yeah.
want a beefy, real tall, device, and it looks cool, right? And they're used to now seeing pixels. They know Pixel. They know the
Yeah.
name now
The
because
brand
of,
established itself, yeah.
right, a little bit more traction with
Yeah.
and they think, okay, well, cool. Now I get
A good
that
looking
kind of
device.
yeah, it's good looking. I know I'm familiar with the interface because I had a Pixel 5 or a 6 and it hasn't changed. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's definitely more of a I think that's what it is. I think there's now a choice, and I don't think Samsung's gonna I think they're gonna find out with the Fold 6 or 7. They may have to kind of change it
Right.
because but what do you do? Copy the Fold and now you're just a Fold copy?
Well,
They're kind of fucked either way right now. If they
Yeah.
go to the Fold form factor, they're just copying Google.
in the U.S.,
Yeah.
Google isn't original with theirs. I mean, they kind of took a page out of Oppo's book too, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm more excited. So in the flip side, I'm waiting for the OnePlus to see what they do.
Yes.
But going back to
Yeah.
the Samsung event, they released their Tab S9 line
Yes. I was gonna
and
talk
their
about that,
watch. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't introduce their ring. They're apparently working on some kind of fitness
Yeah.
ring. Not that I
Yeah.
want one, but just
Oh,
something
like,
kind
a,
of-
like an Aura ring kind of thing?
Yeah.
yeah,
That would be
yeah.
kinda
No,
cool.
Darren,
Yeah.
not that. But the Tab
What kind of
S9,
rings
what
he
I like,
talking about that? Not that kind of.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
That was the
Hello.
Samsung Unpacked event after hours, but they had the Tab S9 series didn't seem much different either. Again, iterative updates, except for I think the base model now doesn't have LCD; it has OLED.
Yes.
I pre-ordered the watch, and this is why I did it because they have a bigger size, a bigger battery, and a newer processor, and I'm hoping that equates to better battery life. I know you guys, everyone in here is mainly, except for Sam probably, is mainly a big Apple Watch user. I love my Galaxy Watch and my Fitbit, but the
I
Fitbit's
don't do
not as,
Apple Watches.
okay. Well, he doesn't do watches, but for me, the
Yeah.
5 Pro has been amazing. I've only had one
Yeah.
issue, and it wasn't Samsung's fault; it was Google's fault. Apparently, you can't register YouTube Music on the same device more than like 4 times in a year.
that's
so
right,
if you
I remember
reset
that,
your
yeah.
phone,
Really?
I had to email them, and I can only do it like 4. It was ridiculous. But anyways,
I didn't know
I
that.
still have the Watch
Yeah.
3, and I'm just happy because I still have the.
There he
well,
is,
and they
back.
came back with that with the 6
Right,
Classic,
Yeah,
and it's got a
I've got a
47
watch
millimeter.
for.
but dude, a 47
Watch
mil. That's a
Yeah, it's big, and it's
Well,
got.
and the problem is, I'm honest to God, I have tiny wrists. I've had a 44 millimeter, and I'm like, ooh, that's a little beefy for me. I don't know if I can go 47.
Well-
I'd like the rotating dial, but man, I don't think I can do a 47. It's
I'm
gonna look
hoping-
like a saucer on my wrist. It's gonna look.
I'm
terrible.
hoping with 47 millimeters, it's a bigger battery. I understand it's a bigger screen as well, but they bring the bezel back, the rotating bezel, and the bezels are slimmer. And the processor they say is what, like 18% more performance. I just want better battery life, and I like Samsung watches. If you're going to go with a basic, like, what are they, Amazfit, and it gets like a week, that's fine. But this is very intuitive. The only thing I didn't get out of this is I saw it's got a blood pressure monitor, but I know the
Yes.
5 Pro did too, and it wasn't certified in the US.
Yes.
So you could side load it and get it to work, but I didn't. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's going to be ever get FDA approved in the US to be used.
And I guess my question is, maybe I'm in the minority, but I want a band, right? I want the
Right.
I want a small
Yeah.
band. I don't want a big
Yeah.
ass watch. I'm using a Mi Band 6.
Microsoft
And it
bans
probably has better
still,
battery
no?
life too.
Yeah, 14 days. And,
Sorry,
well,
Dan. What did you say? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Microsoft Band. I'm saying
Microsoft
it's
Band
like
2 style. Like, I love that thing.
right.
The
I mean, I'm
That was
talking
perfect form factor for me.
That was
all they-
cool.
all
That
they
was cool.
talk about is watches, and they don't talk about. I tell you, if Pixel made a Pixel Band for 150, 180, or 190, and it had really good battery life, kind of like that, I would have bought that in a heartbeat. I'm not buying a Pixel watch.
Oh man, remember those?
Yeah.
Well, Google has to remember they have Wear OS, and they've got to push that too. And Fitbit's having a struggling a little bit now because it doesn't use Wear OS. And either
Well,
way,
Yeah, but the problem is if you're competing against Apple, you're lost already. And
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
I think there's people like me who don't want to take their. I don't need a big watch.
Yeah.
I just need something simple that lasts 7 days. It just gives me notifications. It has NFC. That's cool too. But I mean, we have flips and folds and everything else. But it seems like on the watch front, it's only watches. That's all we're doing. We don't care about
Yeah.
anything else. And I think there's an underserved market there for people who don't want a watch. They would rather have a fitness tracker.
Nubia tried with that. Remember that screen that kind of wrapped
Yes.
around the whole entire.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah,
did.
It was
that
it was a-
pretty wild. What about the
It
one?
was a
that had that
lagging
wrap?
mess. I had
Yeah.
it for 3 days, and I'm like, I can't do it because there was like no access to apps. Most of it was in Chinese, and it was a lagging mess. And Dan's laughing because again, it's something I probably bought that I didn't need.
Oh,
But
so, Tony, you're saying your Mandarin's not
Not
very
like
good?
you.
yeah, I mean, my Mandarin's a little rusty right now.
Yeah, that's okay.
Come on, Tuna. We thought you were quite the wordsmith.
No, he's like, I speak Cantonese. I don't speak Mandarin. That's what it is.
Yeah. It was
I
a cool
think,
device. It really
English,
was.
please.
But I'm just thinking, I'm not gonna. It was so bad. It lagged really bad. You swipe your hand, and like a half second later, it would move. It was.
But
really
I
bad.
agree, Darren. I think overall, what they're coming out with, except for the flip, I think it's pretty underwhelming, pretty iterative, and it didn't really.
Yeah.
If you're trying to really like push into like, ta-da, we got all this new stuff, today was not
Yeah.
your day for Samsung. I would have to agree.
You know what I saw on Twitter after this? This was
Yeah.
Samsung's the new Apple.
Ah,
That's
So
so
all
it
I
it
begins.
See it on X.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
sorry,
Xing. I
whatever.
was Xing on X, and I read some
Yeah.
X's
Kissing.
that said, "Yeah."
Yeah, no shit. XOXO at the
Kiss-
bottom of a letter.
Kissing
we-
on X.
Yeah, is that what
I
it's
s- I
fucking? Are
sign
they
off- I
actually
sign off.
using that?
From
With a
what I
kiss now.
understand, if you
That's-
tweet,
it's called
it's not
Xing.
tweeting, it's Xing. And what Elon
Xing.
Musk's master plan is,
Kissing.
I don't know if we're going into this now, but
Kissing. I
he
prefer
wants a
that.
WeChat version here in the US. He wants an all-in-one app that does chat, payments.
Yes.
I don't know if I trust anything that company does with my money because they've changed and rebranded. And they said he's lost what? 4 billion already with just trying to rebrand.
Yeah.
I think we need to give it some time.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think so too.
Look at Threads; it
Yeah.
blew up and then lost half its subscribers within a couple weeks.
Oh, it's
but
more than
still
half.
there. Well,
I think
either way.
everyone- I think it was like, man, I don't care. But
Yeah.
everyone's like,
Well,
"Did you get
I mean-
on Threads?" I'm like, no. And they're like, I asked them, "So you still on Threads?" No.
I jump in there once in a while, but it's just.
I had to wait it out. I had to choke it out, Darren. I just had to just choke it out, let it go to sleep. Just go to sleep, Threads, and that was it. Let's go to sleep.
I'm not gonna lie. I signed up for it, I looked at it maybe once or twice. I was like, "Fuck this shit! I got time for this. I can't." No,
I used it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I used it quite a bit first few days, and then it just slowly went off. And now, I mean, I had it on my home screen and everything. Now it's gone.
Oh.
Well, you got X, Twitter.
But what,
you got
Dan, what was
Facebook.
it? Was it functionality? Was it UI? Was it capability? Was it laggy? I mean, what? Like why?
It
Is
works nicely enough,
Okay.
but there's no. It kept just showing you things from people you didn't follow. Like there's
Yeah,
there's no
that's what
way
I saw too.
to just see tweets from see posts from people that you actually follow.
So do you? It just serves
There's
you
a lot of
like
missing.
whatever
The funny,
content. Oh,
the
okay.
funny thing is that everybody was going over there because they hated Twitter, and then they were complaining that it didn't have the features that Twitter
That
has.
Twitter has. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And I just
exactly.
found that hilarious.
The reason why I don't like Threads is because we have TikTok, we
Yeah.
have Twitter, we have X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, OnlyFans, and Darren's things,
Only
and
Dan's,
Dan
yeah.
probably.
Sure.
So being able to post on all those is a pain in the ass, and I'm not saying you have to do that.
Literally,
Yeah. So well, it depends what you're doing on OnlyFans. I don't know, maybe what you
that
guys
was the
do.
joke. Don't kill it.
Sam's like, I regret coming on.
I'm not drunk enough for these conversations. I'm just saying. I need alcohol if we're going to be going down this path. If you had this podcast at 10 o'clock tonight on a Friday, maybe that conversation is a lot more palatable. But until then,
So let me ask you something,
Like
John.
me.
We were talking about this before we went on air. So on Twitter, there was a lot of people who were posting versions of this X logo. And Dan and I were talking about how some of them were actually really quite good. And they actually looked amazing. So much so that we kind of wish they'd adopted that principle. Dan was saying that apparently the X is a placeholder. So we might actually see a better logo. I actually don't mind this one. I don't know if you guys.
That's the one I like. That's
There
the
was
one I
that's
like.
the one I like
I
right
think it
there.
looks
Yeah.
sick.
That one's
I
nice.
actually think that's a really clever way to introduce a
Yes.
new logo.
You
It's
see a
got
little
the
bit of Twitter in
blue-
there, and it kind of
Yeah.
morphs into X. I think it's a really good idea.
it looks like a plane kind of banking, like a banking plane. I don't
And
know.
I don't know who made
Now
this.
you said that I
but
can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Honestly, the person who created this logo, I don't know, whoever it is on Twitter there, leverage this. Like, this is your moment to kind of sell this up and say, hey,
They've been replying a lot.
Well, and
Get a
here's
hat.
the thing: it just seems like with Twitter and Elon, all he's trying to do is get you to keep fucking talking about the goddamn.
yes.
And he's doing
Yeah.
a damn good job. He's a good
Well,
troll.
Yeah, no, and it's like I'm just
Really?
tired. I don't care. He can call it, fucking Yankee blue jeans or whatever he wants to call it. I don't really give a
Yankee
shit.
blue jeans.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm tired. I don't care anymore. I don't care that every time it's like, did you hear what Elon Musk said? No, and I don't give a shit what Elon Musk said. The guy's a psychopath. I'm sorry, man.
is
That
true.
guy's weirding me out. Every day that goes by, he gets a little bit more.
I kind of feel like the problem isn't exactly Elon. It's just that everybody seems to react in this really weird way.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a
I mean,
fun-
as
bought
soon
a
as
Tesla.
he
Yeah.
changed the name, like everybody was tweeting the same freaking thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
I'm
mindthink,
what
right?
is going on?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
happening?
So I've
Groupthink.
had a
Yes,
pretty busy week
exactly.
at work, so I didn't have a lot of breaks to check things out. And on my way home from work, I don't know what day it was, Tuesday, maybe Monday, I was listening to sports radio because I listen to sports radio a lot, and they were talking about this. That's how I found out they were
Wow.
actually talking about rebranding through sports radio. So it seeps into every culture. Isn't that
Like,
crazy?
let's talk about the Cardinals. They're 15 games under 500. They suck. But hey,
Yeah.
in other news, since we're not talking about their fucking pitching staff being terrible, let's talk about X or Twitter or whatever. I'm not saying that Elon Musk is starting to get a little magnum. I don't know how the word magnumonical, whatever.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting a little self-serving, and he clearly is doing it for a reason. And the problem is, Americans are just walking right into it. And I'm like, and I had a lady who bought a Tesla. I'm okay if you like the car, but she's like, oh my god, Elon Musk is such like, she is like fangirling, and then it's like almost to the point of being
God.
like, it's a little Jim Jones kind of vibe to it. It's got a little
Yeah.
Jim Jones vibe to it, and I'm sorry if you don't recognize that reference. It's a little bit of a. Man, people got too much fucking time.
Hey, damn.
I swear to God.
I have people fanning me a lot too. I
Yeah.
understand where that's coming
All
from.
three
It
of them.
happens all-
I'll
It's
stop
too many
DMing
students
them,
family. It's like, we love you. Actually, they're like, get the fuck out of my house right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Sorry, I'm fascinated by the Elon Musk parody account that's here.
But my question you're saying, is that really a video of him doing shit, or is that just like
No,
AI?
that's
really-
legit. That's legit.
He was just doing like
Now he's a little
poses for camera
awkward,
just as a joke.
but
He's autistic. I mean, you know.
Yeah, he's
on
autistic.
the
He's on the-
spectrum, like
Asperger's or something. He's on the
I'm
spectrum.
not saying
somewhere.
he's not intelligent, but
Right.
I ain't getting good vibes from this dude. Like, I don't like the way this guy moves at all. I'm not saying physically moves. I'm just saying the way he does shit. It's just
walks
I don't know,
terrible.
man. I got a bad vibe from this guy.
I think that's quite common with people that are like on the spectrum though, because like you can't like for us it's difficult to sort of work out how people like that do think. But like,
Yes.
do you know what I mean though? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I 100%. And I mean, look, it's always a bad situation when you have someone who has too much money, who has a platform and a voice that affects and can affect a lot of people, saying crazy things. And then you have accounts like this one, which is an Elon Musk parody account, for those of you who are paying attention.
Oh,
I've got that muted.
Yeah. And it's just random things that are, again, pushing the same message, right? Like, so, I mean, I don't know. I think, Sam, I think you're right. I think there is a little bit of fear and apprehension that we probably should have when it comes to what Elon Musk does with Twitter. I mean, I don't know. But do other people care? Like, I don't know if this is a thing.
I think people fucking care. I think people seriously care. I mean, because seriously, I mean, because if you were like, you know, if you're talking about it and you saw, hey, they're rebranding. Like when I saw it, I was like, okay, they're rebranding X, and then I went on with whatever I was doing. Right, when I was at home, I was cooking or whatever. I don't care. If you're taking the time to go onto Twitter and which is ironic, right? Go on to Twitter and keyboard pound out, hand jam a bunch of shit about, and again, and if you're willing to get into a narrative, a discussion, and God forbid an argument about this, you care, and that's not healthy.
Yeah, and I have not responded. I could care less. If he wants to brand to X, I'll jump on it.
He
takes the,
I'm still on there. I don't really care.
I think the biggest.
Yeah.
I think the biggest issue he has is by rebranding. He could lose some people because there are strong-willed people, but that's how life is. It's
man.
like
$4
in the US,
billion
you know,
he lost or something in investments from 12. Like
that's what
when
they
he
said. He's
changed
lost
it.
billions.
Change.
For him, that's fucking change he found in his couch. That shit.
Yeah,
oh, hey,
exactly.
I had an extra $1.50 on my center console of my '96 Prius. So
Oh, I find billions in my couch all the time. Yeah,
Right, so
True.
nothing.
it's again. I mean, Twitter's fine, I guess, but it's just like if you're taking the time to comment on it and really get worked up about it, like he's rebranding it, more than just a cursory. Oh, that's interesting. Or I hope that.
I mean,
works out.
it's not really that important in the grand scheme of things in anybody's life, really, is it? I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be.
No.
It shouldn't be.
And I think, like getting back to what I forget who said, I think Tuna, you said this about him creating like a WhatsApp for the North American market, for the world. I think could be where we end up. Like, I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea. Him taking the best of Twitter, Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram, all of those, and just kind of like molding them into the social platform. However, Zuckerberg's tried it, and others have tried it, and they've failed spectacularly because you just can't be a one and all at the same time, right? So I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
earnings calling
we'll see.
says that Meta's
We'll
doing.
see.
They were up 7%, and Twitter was down.
Yeah.
So Meta's doing something right. I mean, they also offer Facebook, Instagram. You know, the Quest stuff. That Quest.
Well,
whatever
they
you
have
want to be,
WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp,
Threads.
Facebook.
WhatsApp.
They've
Yeah.
got Threads. Don't forget Threads.
Threads, yes. Yeah.
What's
I'll
that?
tell you one thing. They
Right.
got Threads. I'll tell you one thing. I like Telegram kind of a lot.
Telegram's ace.
I mean,
Yeah.
Telegram's nice because I can put it on any device, and all I gotta do is just put in my phone number, get a text message, bam. I can have it on
Yeah.
10
Love it.
devices.
Love
It's
it.
on my computer. It's great. I really like and actually, as far as my daughter and I, that's all we use. Is well, she still sends me TikToks and weird shit like that because that's how she gets down. Because,
Reels.
yeah,
We know you're doing those
He
TikTok
loves it.
dances, Sam. We know.
I have a TikTok. You can find me on there by my actual name.
Oh,
and I
you're doing
guarantee
like
it. And when you see how many videos are uploaded, it's a fucking goose egg, and that's exactly where it's going to stay. But I'm just saying, I agree that the one social media hub to rule them all. I don't think we're there yet, just because everybody in different countries has different approaches, and it changes all the time, right? There's going to be the new Threads, the new Snapchat, the new TikTok. There'll be another thing that diverts people's ability. But I think Telegram, as far as a messaging platform, is pretty solid.
Yeah,
it is really good.
My favorite.
Yeah.
By
See,
far.
my family all has Android, so we just
Okay.
use the Google messaging app, and it's been fantastic with the encryption, the check mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's decent.
My
I'm the
in-laws
only
all use
Android
Apple.
user, and they're on iPhone. So,
Yes.
but I can't get my parents to get on Telegram. It's not going to be their thing. So
My
with
family's not gonna do
with
that
My
either.
daughter, it seems to be the way we communicate, and we use Telegram. And I really do like it. I've been a big fan for a while. I really like it.
Yeah. I think I know we have a chat with Telegram. We got to get you on our little Telegram group chat here, by the way. Just but we have a Telegram that helps us organize podcasts here. But
They had some
Same
guy
button.
some guy in like a white van said, "Hey, you want some candy? But you gotta get on Telegram."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the hell?" His name was
I know, it's
Darren or
true.
something. I don't. It was really weird.
yeah,
I thought you
Yeah.
guys said he was going to pick you up in like Eastern, like Czechoslovakia. He's going to like pick you up.
This is their next OnlyFans video. It's just the way they role play.
it's true. It's true. It's just true.
You put on
It's,
shit. You put on business in the street, Dan. It's internal dialogue.
It's Tuna's kidnap fantasy.
No, it's like
Yeah.
Joe Dirt. Where's my auto trader?
Well, and is this the thing in schools now? Remember when they used to have like kidnap days where like a girl like
Yes.
remember that?
I-
Oh,
yeah.
they would, and girls would come to school. They would kidnap her from their house in the morning, and they wouldn't let her get dressed. So she had to come to school in like pajamas, and her hair was all
Okay,
fucked up. And shit.
You
It
gotta
was
call it
weird.
something different than that. Come
That's
on.
what they called it. That's not my term. That's what they called it. And they
When
would
I
go.
grew up in high school, we didn't have kidnap days. I don't know.
Right.
maybe-
They would just grab
I
you. Oh my
don't
god.
remember that.
Oh yeah.
There's Darren right there.
Oh,
All right, here's the deal. Listen up. Altogether, we picked 14 pledges. Wait,
Blue.
who's this guy?
That's my man.
Blue.
Yeah.
It's an old
You're my
Navy man
boy.
that hangs around my store a lot.
Don't show too much of this video.
Yeah, we get
I was gonna say.
copyright strike.
Yeah, you gotta.
Probably one of the greatest
copyright.
Go time.
I gotta watch that. That's a long time.
Dude, I totally want that band, by the way.
This is what happened to Sam when he was a kid.
That's right. I like it, by the way, 'cause that's awesome.
It's exactly how it went down.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah! Spirit. Fuck yeah.
Is that why you have knee problems?
No, it's just because I've had joints. Ah!
This is how it happened for Tuna.
You tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. I'm not talking now. Okay,
Jesus.
Yeah,
that
anyway.
was-
The better one's
Oh,
Jackie. Man, fuck
hold on.
out of here.
Oh,
Fuck
Dan,
out
what
of
we're
your
saying
family. Right, yeah.
if we send you an invitation or Darren sends you an invitation to a Telegram group, just look out your windows for a black van and a guy in
It's true.
pantyhose. So he
I want
may.
to be rugby tackled just like that.
The funny thing
Oh,
is, Darren likes
absolutely.
those fishnets because he didn't read the memo.
It's true. I'm gonna have the eyes
It's
and
like-
the nose and the mouth cut out. Yeah.
Fishnets, no.
But if you're with your wife, no one's gonna say we're gonna F and kill anybody. Okay.
Yes, but that's how. If a little side note, that's how everybody ended up on this podcast. Yeah, it's the threat of they've been kidnapped. They're actually just locked in different rooms in my house right now.
Yeah, it's.
I know
it's,
it looks
it's,
like.
it's a threat of physical violence.
When do
It's
I get
kind
the
of-
food?
I mean, I don't know if you
Don't
follow
worry,
sports.
it'll come
but
through the slot in about an hour.
Northwestern's being sued here in America for hazing. It's kind of like a advanced hazing technique. Is what
It's true, but I mean, if you're gonna do a tech podcast, I think there has to be a little bit of hazing.
Hazing on a college campus? No way. You can't.
I never
we-
thought that would happen.
It's
We
such a-
beat you with a sack of Nokia phones.
right.
Lumia.
A sack of batteries. Yeah. D
Yeah,
cells.
so,
That might be a
take
good
some
idea.
BlackBerry Privs and just throw them in a bag and just go
Dude,
to
BlackBerry
town.
Priv's a pretty pimp phone, actually.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Back in the day.
So just switching out of kidnapping and podcasts, the other big news of this week was Sony releasing their what are they called?
XM5s?
The WF-1000 MX5s.
Sony, if you're listening, please sponsor us. I need a pair of those right now.
This is true, yes.
I
Me
just,
too.
I just love how Sony is all in, shove all the chips to the center on terrible names, and they don't care. They're
I don't
like,
care. I love that
no
about them.
fucks given. They're like, we're going to keep going. Like, you should try to make these names a little easier. Nope, we're not doing
No.
that. XM5s.
Early reviews of these things are like they're amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, every one that they've released from the 3s onwards, like the MX3s, the MX4s, they've all been received incredibly well by people that love audio.
But Darren,
Um,
when I say what is Sony known for, the first thing you think of is earbuds, headphones,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
got to be good.
Audio.
Walkman.
Audio.
When I was a
Audio
kid,
cameras.
That was it. Walkman.
Yeah, the Walkman, yeah.
They even had that. You guys see that portable 360 spatial audio thing they released?
Yes.
I mean, that looks kind of interesting to me, at least.
I don't know. Like, a part of me, like, I guess I'm always. I mean, being Australian, we always root for like the underdog, right? Like the little scrappy company that's kind of up and coming and might one day reclaim their fame. That's a very Australian like principle that a lot of Australians believe in. I kind of feel like Sony's trying their best here, like with the Xperias and with the MX5s and their TVs and all this. They've got great products.
$300 for these things?
I know, but they're not AirPods, and that's the problem.
That's who they're competing with.
But they're not going to sell like AirPods are because AirPods.
Do you guys follow Max on Twitter?
Yeah.
Max,
You see what he said about the Sony headphones? He was like, "Oh, they're crap because you have to." Yeah, he's like, "But the AirPod Max are better." And I'm like, "Oh, you're kidding me
Is this
right
Max
now."
Weinbach you're talking about?
Yeah.
We can't talk. Dan can't talk about this guy. He gets triggered.
Well,
It's not that
I wasn't trying to do that. I was saying
triggered.
that's
It's
the
more
problem
that-
with tech. It's like we all jump on him, but who the hell's actually watching him for reviews, anyways? Nobody but the tech community.
I don't think he is. Like I said, and he's entitled to his opinion. I just don't.
Exactly.
I don't happen to share.
I think it was more.
75% of things he says, I don't agree with. But I mean,
It was more that he was talking about the out of box sound.
Right. Exactly.
The XM3s weren't very good out of the box. The Apple ones were, but it's an audio product, right? Audio products are
So
very
subjective.
different. Yeah. Subjective, and you have to dial things in.
Well, Dan, I
Same with
apologize.
microphones,
I didn't mean to
headphones,
offend you. I know you're close friends with him. I didn't want to like put a bad taste in your mouth.
No, I don't know the guy.
I'm
I
not.
see the mistakes he makes all the time, and like I said, about 7 out of 10, I don't agree with what he says. I just don't see it.
I just get offended at how much he scratches his stuff.
Yes. Oh my.
Yeah.
How?
That's it.
How?
But when you get stuff for free, you don't care. You know.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's
Well,
like I said,
I
just don't agree
actually.
with his take.
So to give you an idea, I had no idea who Max Weinbeck was, so I just had to like look him up here on Twitter. I thought you guys were referring to that other dude who's all Apple, like the all everything
there's
Apple
plenty
is
of those.
better. What the fuck is that guy's name? Is he Max?
There's like hundreds of people. I mean, you
Is he
gotta be
like
more
Max
specific
Tech
than that.
or something like that?
Yeah, Max Tech, that guy. Oh fuck, I thought that's. Who
Oh,
you
is he
were
the one that
talking about.
compared the Fold to the 14 Pro Max or something?
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
14 Pro
something
Max
like
is always better, right? Oh,
Well,
and he does those
I
blind
have a
camera
video coming-
tests.
I have a video coming up. I compare the Fold to a Lamborghini. I'm still working on it. The Lamborghini part's the hard part. You know, it's hard to get one right now, but you know.
It takes potato pictures too. The Lamborghini. Terrible.
It does.
You gotta,
It really
you gotta
does.
use the backup cam. Not very good.
I know.
Not very.
Oh, I couldn't afford the backup cam. Sorry.
You know what? I think we're all missing a golden opportunity here. An Instagram account where it's just someone taking selfies with backup cams of the different cars.
Right.
Honestly,
That
I
would
feel
work.
like that's $1 million idea right there
That
in the
would work.
making.
Do
It
it.
would be amazing.
What are you waiting for?
Right.
The only problem is, how do you take a selfie
I
with
need
the
a driving
cars on
license
and
first.
reversing?
You
Right,
go
like
up
you
to people
just-
randomly and say, "Hey,
Put it into the
can
gear.
you
You don't
snap a
actually have to
picture?"
back up. You just got to put it into reverse, and then it comes
This
on.
is-
The problem is you can't snapshot it. It's like a video feed, so you have to take
Yeah,
a
that's
picture
true.
of
So
your
someone-
camera.
oh, I love that. It's a picture of a picture on Instagram. I love that. That's even
Oh,
better.
you get
Feed
roasted.
it on Instagram.
Roasted.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, the Apple will take better pictures of pictures, whereas the Pixel doesn't take good pictures of pictures. You
This
know,
is
we have
true.
that debate. You know, it could go down
This
a
is
rabbit
true.
hole.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's
So-
science.
Now that it's science, it's their post processing. So now that we've had, I think with the Samsung event, that only leaves the OnePlus event being the last big release of this year. If I
Well,
got
Pixel.
that right. And Pixel, sorry,
Pixel
which
too.
would
Well,
be
Samsung
somewhere-
could do
Oh,
this
sorry,
24
the
thing,
Pixel
or I guess-
8.
Are they not going to do
Yeah.
an S24 thing? I guess they won't do that. I guess I don't know.
Well, I'm
Looking
just kind
forward
of
to
wondering now.
Microsoft's event as well.
Well, there's that. Yeah, maybe Microsoft will release the Duo 3.
Surface stuff.
Nope, that's
Surface
dead in the
stuff.
water.
No, it's not.
I'll be honest with you. If I was Microsoft, I would be looking at this going, okay, that Pixel, people seem to like the shape of that Pixel. We've already done something like that, and people are not digging this new Z Fold 5. Here's our chance to strike.
Yeah,
We've
but the
already
two
got-
separate screens was great. I never worried about the screen breaking when I
Exactly.
opened it every
Exactly.
damn time. People didn't like the gap, but you get used to it. It's like your mind
Yeah.
plays kind of like the bezels in the Pixel Fold.
Right, and-
I don't
and-
even see the damn
But also,
thing.
too,
Yeah.
it wasn't for multimedia use. That wasn't the target.
Exactly.
It was for other things. Like I said, unfortunately, some devices don't have all the things, right? You have to, if you're
Yeah.
getting a foldable and you want a really great camera, then you should probably get a slab phone because on the foldables, cameras aren't there yet. Maybe
Yeah.
in 2 or 3 years they will be. But if you're really a photography person, you want the best camera, you shouldn't be buying a fold or a flip. You're not gonna hit your mark. You're gonna be, you can't have it all. Unfortunately, and the Duo just wasn't going to be that thing for everybody.
So one thing that they didn't
Doesn't have to
mention at this Samsung event is there was talks of there being a cheaper version of the foldable. So the whole year we've gone
Like
by there
Razer?
and saying, I'm thinking like with Samsung, they were saying that there was going to be kind of like what Razer did with their new, like
That's
cheaper,
what I mean.
a cheaper flip. There was talks of them being a cheaper foldable. Like, I don't know how much cheaper you can make it. Maybe just fucking.
What's the
Fold
Razer
4.
cheap one at? I don't even know.
Well,
What
that
that
was going to come in at like $699.
$699.
Damn, that's a good price.
Yeah, it's a few hundred, isn't it? Difference,
So, I mean, what would the Z Fold Minor come in at price-wise?
A Z Fold
Like-
Lite.
You just buy last year.
Yeah.
It'd be like the 5S or the 5.
Yeah.
Like a
light,
Z Fold
light,
It would
yeah.
come in at $999 or $11.99 and have
Undercutting it
plastic-
in
The
half?
flip or the
Yeah.
fold?
Well, the
The
flip.
fold.
Oh,
No, I'm
the
talking
fold.
about the fold.
Yeah, we're talking maybe $14.99 plastic plastic panels.
I don't think it's a
feel
good
like-
idea.
I kind of
LCD
feel like
on
the
the
current
outside.
fold should be at that price, to be honest.
I think
Yeah,
the
that's where it
flip
should be.
They should have a flip light, not a fold light. The fold should be like their flagship device.
Yeah.
It's hard to make it cheaper.
And I don't, and honestly, to be honest with you, maybe and this is maybe contrarian, but I don't like light devices generally.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't think
No.
people really buy
Sacrifice too
them very much because, again, like I said, I mean, maybe in other markets where they have to buy them straight up, but it seems like anytime you get a light device, the compromise is pretty significant.
That's
Yeah, it's
exactly what
huge,
I'm
yeah.
saying. Yep.
You get, the haptic motor is probably crappy. Camera's not very good. Screen's obviously not good. Battery charge is not. I mean, there's a lot. It'd be different if it was just like the build quality. One other thing that was like, but on those lights, it seems like there's like 7 or 8 real solid things that just aren't good, and I just don't think it's worth the price unless.
But it
you
doesn't do this. It doesn't do
It's
that.
true. It doesn't light up. This is true.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
No, I like the fact that Carl Pei is trying to do something. I really embrace Nothing Phone. I hope it's successful. Good luck to you, because it's probably not going to be.
He'll get it going. He'll move on.
Yeah,
That's pretty nice.
whatever. But I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think the glyphs are cool. But I just at that price point, there's a lot more compelling phones for me to buy than that. And
One thing.
though, it looks cool. I'd give it a shot. What the hell?
So he came out. There was a video with Carl Pei this week responding to all
Yes.
these tech YouTube
Good video.
comments about the Nothing Phone 2. I actually, after watching that video, I almost feel like I kind of get it now. Like he was saying, and I think what the play is with him with the Nothing Phone 2 is it's meant to kind of be, for the lack of a better term, an anti-phone. Because he wants you to engage with the widgets on the home screen and not necessarily have to open up the apps and go doom scrolling through Tuner's OnlyFans history of videos for 3 hours. And he was saying, I forget which tech YouTuber caught on to that, but
It was Mr. Who's the Boss.
was it Mr. Who's Boss? Yeah, so I think that was interesting to hear Carl Pei talk about that, because I think that's an interesting way and approach for selling a smartphone, saying, hey, it's a great phone, it does everything else that a smartphone can, but we don't really want you to use it all the time. We want you to kind of interact with what's important. And then when you have a moment, you can go and open up your apps to your heart's content.
And for a little more
It's
context,
called Windows Phone.
I
well,
was about to
yeah.
say.
it was
Oh,
It did
Okay.
context.
exactly
Yeah.
that, and nobody fucking bought it.
But it
because-
wasn't
Yeah.
just the widgets. It wasn't just the widgets. When you look at most of the, when you put a skin on something,
Yeah.
your apps all change. So when I open my app and I'm scrolling through looking for, let's say, Twitter or whatever, everything is black and white except for a handful of apps that the icons haven't been,
Updated.
done
Yeah.
correctly. And you scroll through like, oh my God, I'm so used to seeing the colors that you don't see it. And that's what he means.
Yeah.
It's like you can go through here and you're not going, at some point, you're going to say, you know what, it's not worth it. I'll just interact like with Darren with just the short widgets I know I'm going to need. And the cool
Yeah.
thing about it is that now the lock screen has widgets. And that is
Yes.
amazing. Like a torch, you can turn on all kinds of stuff without actually having to even open the phone.
Yeah.
And
Which
is it rocket science? No, it's software. But that's what they make one phone, 2 phones, and they
Yeah.
only have to support 2 phones that have a Snapdragon processor. It's not going to take long. Like that's how Apple does it. They have
Yeah.
their processor, their phones. They can
Yeah,
update
less
them quick.
SKUs.
Yeah,
Software,
Cloud Central did
software
it too.
does
Now,
seem to be their focus, though.
right? And I don't
Yeah.
want to focus on essential because they went under pretty quickly. But it's very similar. I was pumped
Yeah.
for them because they supported their devices for so long.
Yeah.
Just didn't work out.
Yeah.
You can't get in trouble with whatever he did.
Yeah, I really wish that
Whatever he did.
Yeah.
a live tile setup where because I had live tiles for everything.
I
You had
love
pictures,
live tiles.
and you
Yeah.
had-
Come on.
It's like it was so great, and also there was no gestures. It was literally just your home screen of your live tiles.
Yeah.
However you want to resize them, if you want to make them big, small, tiny, whatever,
Yeah.
no big deal.
Well,
And
you
then just
scroll
swipe-
to apps, right? You could scroll over the apps. I think.
Yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
if you swipe
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
onto
swipe
the
to the
left,
side,
you get
scroll the
a
apps, yeah.
list of apps, and that was it.
Yeah.
But that's all there was. There wasn't up,
So
down.
easy.
So simple to
Yeah.
use, and it
You could
had
resize them.
Oh,
Yeah, it was great. I mean,
the good
honestly,
old days.
dude, I'm telling you, Windows Phone for me. This is my opinion, not anybody else's. For me,
Mine
Windows
too.
Phone's UI was so easy and intuitive for what you want. If you want to get stupid and have a lot of apps, go for
Yeah.
it. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
have a couple of big apps, just so you can see whatever email you got and saw the first couple lines of it, whatever picture, whatever weather, and it rotated.
Yeah.
Text messages, cool. You can go as minimal or as crazy as you wanted to, and it was just 2 swipes. It was just
It was easy.
with live
Yeah.
tiles, and it was great. And it was I mean, the people hub
it
was
just
awesome.
worked.
And the people
Yeah.
hub was awesome. It was just awesome.
Yes, yeah. Those were the
Yeah.
good old days, you know. And, you know, that's back then when you used to walk uphill against the wind, 20 feet of snow, just to get
Yeah.
to the local girl. Those were the days, you know.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
And
no
like I said,
global warming, man.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Apple helping us with that.
And you can have your
helping
Twitter.
us with that.
Oh, yeah.
Apple's going to cure global warming. Don't worry. They're not contributing to it.
You know
at
what's
all.
sad is the amount of money these companies make. They probably could solve it, but they don't.
Yeah,
So
they're
my-
gonna move off planet is what they're gonna do.
This iPhone 15 that's coming out, you know, in their press conference, they're going to talk about how much clean energy they've saved since they activated that
100%.
button shit.
100%.
I can't wait for that statistic
Let
because it's
me
going
ask
to be
you a question.
something fucking astronomical. It's going to be
Apple made a big
ridiculous.
deal. They'll make a big deal about their whatever sustainability. I don't know if you watched the Nothing release. I know I keep bringing him up. Did they talk? He talked a little bit about that, but did
Yeah.
they focus on that at all?
No.
So when I opened the box, they actually tell you, "Hey, this percentage is," and they actually told you in the boxing. He didn't have to come out and say it. Now again,
I
Apple
like
makes
that.
billions of
I
dollars.
like that
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah, 25% is from this, and this is composted.
Why
and this
brag
is-
But there's
about
no,
Just
but there's no
because it's
virtue
the right
signaling
thing.
about it. There's
Yeah,
no
it's
virtue
exactly.
signaling. They just
Yeah,
tell you where it is.
Yeah.
Here's what
Well,
we
when
did.
I develop my
Sure.
phone, I'm going to save turtles. So I don't know
This
if
is
turtles
true.
are popular
That's
right
gonna
now,
make
but
backs out of turtle shells is what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Dead
listen,
ones, they're
that's,
gonna be pre-dead, not in killing them. They're gonna be
it's a very noble cause that Tuna has there, right? He's saving
Yeah.
the ocean one phone at a time. It's all good.
Absolutely.
one
Good
animal
man.
at a time too.
Good
You know, Apple's
man.
got the sharks. I've got the turtles. We got to get dolphins in there.
What was it?
somewhere.
What was it that is it the cell phone? They were like a case manufacturer, Pella, I think it was, and they make them out of like recycled seaweed, plastic. Fucking
No,
stuff.
but I'd like to see somebody where they take like crushed plastics and like the beads and then reformulate. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I'd like
Yeah.
to see a case manufacturer really focus on
Like
recyclables.
the back of an
and
Xperia
combustibles.
1 Mark 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. That's true. Yeah, because
Why,
they
why
did
did you
do that.
bring that
didn't
phone
they?
up? You
and
like that phone?
remember, if you use it out of
Yeah,
mostly like fabric material and a base case, I mean, fabric is you can
Yeah.
reuse that. I mean, I really liked the fabric cases from the old Pixels. I really
Oh,
liked
the
Oh,
Yeah,
picture.
but those
God.
things got dirty and they ripped
it.
quick.
Yeah, but that
You
was
could
great.
clean
That's
them.
what you like
Yeah,
about left,
patina.
man. It got
Yeah,
patina and it kind
patina.
of got rough. It kind of got cracked and
Yeah.
stuff. Dude, it was chill, man. That's what made the leather
I-
cases so nice, man. They were cool.
I think we're going to see those cases come back with the 8. I'm calling it.
I
now.
hope so, because man,
Yeah,
I like
think
how
so.
the
I
funny
funny with the
feeling.
orange button, and I love
Yeah.
that case.
Did
man.
you,
It
were
got
you
dirty
guys
and
ever
I didn't care.
interested? Were you ever interested when they did the Google Maps custom ones where you could like put your like where you
Oh, on
live?
the
and then-
back? Yeah, I remember
Oh, that was
those.
kinda
I
neat,
had,
too.
I had an app that you could download and make that your wallpaper. So if you, I can't
Nice.
remember the name of the app. It was like, but you could take any city, didn't matter. You find a place and it would make the map
Yeah.
your wallpaper, which I thought was kind of cool.
Nice.
I thought it was kind of neat. Yeah.
Well, listen, that brings us to the end of tonight's podcast. Again, I think the resounding, if we had to sum up in one word the Samsung Unpacked event, let's quickly go around. Tuna, one word to sum
10
it up.
grand dropping on the Fold 5.
Okay,
How
that's,
many words is
that's
that?
more than
Too
one
many
word, but
fucking
okay.
words, man. One word, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dan.
Fold 5.
Fold
That's
5.
still
Dan,
two
one word. Your feelings
Lazy.
on the Samsung. Lousy. Oh, I like that.
Lazy.
Yeah.
I'll go lazy. I'll go
Oh,
lazy.
lazy. Oh, okay. I thought you said lousy. Sorry.
Works either way.
Yeah, easily.
Pedestrian.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
You had to get clever, didn't you?
I'm gonna say basic as in basic bitches because I really feel like
That's
was
2 words.
the
The guy
feeling
did.
I
That's
got.
2.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
fold. One word. Fold 5.
Well, actually,
One was a
yeah,
number.
okay.
So,
Yeah, one's a
I'll
number.
give it to him.
Actually spelled Five. That's a word, folks. That's okay
Oh,
though.
you
Try
spell
it.
numbers? I didn't know.
I spelled it. I smell colors too, by the way.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Tuna, Sam, Dan, for tuning in to the TNT podcast. Next week, I believe Sam and Tuna are going to be taking over the helm. I'll be.
We're gonna do this run right into an iceberg. It's gonna be fucking great.
Dan, I'll make sure you get all the information and
I'm
I'll
gonna
get
bail,
all the
mate.
details.
I'm bailing.
Yeah,
No,
he's pulling the
Money
cord.
is what you're gonna need, Dan. Bail money.
If we're on the Titanic, you get on that lifeboat as quickly.
Iceberg, run!
I'm gonna
Whoa.
come back from vacation and our videos have been flagged for inappropriateness on YouTube. I can see it coming.
Oh, I don't think
If
that.
he doesn't show his nipples, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you very much for everybody that's at home
burger
listening
nips.
after. Hit that like, subscribe button. Check us out on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else you find great tech news. And follow all these lovely people on Twitter and OnlyFans and Instagram and all that fun stuff.
Threads.
Thanks very much, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.